So I always talk about the principle of it should be people first and not technology first. Ethics is a big topic around what I've just said. Think of this, in our country, every wage earner on average looks after 5 or 6 or more other people. So for every head count you cut because you want to automate or whatever, you're not impacting those people or thinking that you're positively impacting your bottom line. You are impacting multitude of other families out there. How often have I not seen that when you give people the right motivation, you put them in the right kind of role, that they are these stars in your organization that you've never recognized because you've put them in some job with them. Just keep their mouth shut, do their job. But if you enable them through technology on the one hand, but also with the right kind of career planning, excitement about their job, they are most likely, I would say, most people that you think you can get rid of because of automation are people you will regret one day having gotten rid of. We might not know it because we don't know how they will shine elsewhere. So start thinking about people first. Yes, we run businesses, we've got shareholders. I'm not saying we live in this kind of la-la land where we should just all kumbaya and hold hands. It's a competitive world we're living in. But why can't we reach that middle ground where we increase our bottom line, become more competitive, and empower people a lot more through this technology? Start thinking about the impact on your workers. Secondly, start looking at the technology that can take you where you need to go, not the other way around. Every business, despite size or industry, should have some sort of a journey or a plan to utilize this kind of technology. On the one hand, in my experience, there's this fear of missing out thing, or I call it a tick box from the top. A lot of business leaders will have a KPI or some sort of target to implement this technology in their area without necessarily thinking it through, without thinking whether AI is the right technology, maybe just good process engineering, good use of Excel or APIs. That could be the solving the problem. So start with the business problem first. Later on, think about technology. I've seen it with a lot of vendors and consultants. We often start off with, are you using Microsoft or Amazon, AWS or Azure? Who cares? Are you using cloud? Yeah, it's an important question, but what are you trying to achieve? The same with automation. A lot of people or business leaders want to automate primarily to cut headcount. Therein they see the business case. And I think it's firstly ethically wrong. Secondly, I always tell people, don't you anticipate growth? So if you have 100 people now and you want to cut 20, but what if you're going to need 120 people in a year from now? So the idea behind automation is, in the year from now, when you need 120 people, through efficiencies and automation, you keep the current 100 and you don't have to increase your headcount. So make sure that you have the right business case before you think about what technology you should use. Make sure your data is mature. You've got a good data strategy, because AI and related technologies like machine learning thrives off, and really it's almost like an engine needing petrol. If you don't have, in a responsible way, all the needed information you need on your back office operations, or especially on your clients, then none of these technologies will be the silver bullet for it. So take a few steps back. Don't start with an AI or tech conversation. And a big thing that I maybe want to end off with, it should always be a people first initiative, not technology first. Take people on the journey with you. People naturally fear anything that talks about robotics or automation because they fear for their jobs. So start small. That's another thing I want to say. Get cadence. The best change management you can do is if people in your company starts talking about how much more they're enjoying their jobs now because of automation. They don't have to do the tedious things that they hate. They actually can focus on problem solving, engaging with their customers and their colleagues. They feel good about their jobs. That water cooler talk, albeit virtually or not, is the best change management program you can have. So think of the business case always before you think of the technology. Think of how you're going to take your people on the journey with you also before you think of the technology.